There you are. Hello. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. Tuesday live readings. Here we go. I want to start by sharing with you a couple of the quotes that I have in the description box below and using those as inspiration for the readings today. We will carry on with a Sagittarius theme and the whole idea of the tremendous amount of energy that is possible in working with this season, and also carrying on in a way from what I was talking about last Friday. So, last Friday, I was working with the energy of the goddess, specifically Venus, but whatever aspect of the goddess that you work with, and in working with her energy and using the landscape of your present experience to grow and blossom and um, deepen your experience with life, we can really kind of amp up our power, our ability to be healthy and happy and all of this. And so that's why I've been uh, uh, directing the readings on Tuesdays to the energetic theme of what's going on in the universe. Okay. So let's go. Down below, Michael Bolton, most unlikely of lyrics to have in a kind of a spiritual conversation. This is a lyric, I believe, from the Disney Hercules movie. And if you think about Hercules, the energy that the fiery, mutable energy that is associated with the court card for this season, we definitely have a Hercules. We have a hero. We have impulsive nature, but we also have this um, energy that goes on for a sustained period of time, where we are focused on the journey itself and not so much on the destination. And I know this is something we talk about a lot in spiritual circles, but I feel that the more energy we put into the process, the greater the chances of the outcome actually coming into manifestation are. And from Michael Bolton's song, I Can Go the Distance. Now, granted, this was in a love term, but I want to apply this to all constructs today. I can go the distance. I will find my way if I can be strong. I will find my way if I can be strong. I know every mile would be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Okay. And then as I was just thinking about this theme today about going the distance, there was that voice of God in that Kevin Costner baseball film, Field of Dreams, and that amazing voice of James Earl Jones. Just such a powerful voice. Go the distance. What if we were to go the distance? What if you were the arrow and you didn't quite know where you were going to be land, but you committed to the journey? And so this is what I'm picking up on today. And I think astrologically this fits in really beautifully as well too. Go the distance. It reminds us of all that once was good and it could be good again. And what this quote, what this message from the movie, where that takes me is to something we were talking about last week as well too. And that is this whole idea of the archer and the drawing back of the bow. There's an energy that's required in pulling back because we are informed by the past. And in order to go forward and to, be released into along the way on the journey, there is that strength and tapping into that inner wisdom, tapping into the past. It's a part of who we are. It informs who we are. And so this is a complex and interesting and fascinating concept of what it means to be on one's journey. Okay. So before we get into the reading for the collective, I just want to say hi to everybody. I know you've been here for a little while, and I see Donna's already hard at work. So thank you for that, Donna. Yes, and I hope that everybody had a beautiful Thanksgiving weekend. Those of you that celebrated in the US, welcome to Lydia Ann and Saskia, Dee and Clevis. Who else is with us today? Mira is here, Merlin's daughter, and Helen. Welcome. Welcome to you, Helen. And Sandra, hello. All right, if I missed your name, looks like there's 12, 13 people here today so far. All right, I am going to, I had no idea what deck I was going to use today. I've been working a lot with Anna Torian's Tarot of the Abyss. Slowly breaking down this US Games cardstock. It is possible. I'm going to do these readings as a complete thought, focusing on not the individual bits, but there are, I did break it down into a 1, 2, 3 if you are interested. So believe, trust, and go. Ooh, and this is the astrological bit. So right now, the sun, Mercury and Venus are ahead of the sun. And so for the first 10, 12 days of Sagittarius, the sun is wandering alone. You know, the sun is in it's on its own journey. And there's something about this that really appeals to me. It's almost as if it's could it be a regenerating energy as well too? It's looking at itself. The sun wanders alone in Sagittarius, searching, reflecting, yet guided and supported by inspiration from several directions. The next version of a familiar dream, that bit about going back, is unfolding and asking you to honor your journey. You are a knight setting off on a quest. You have been co-creating with the universe. Where will it take you? Number 1, believe. What beliefs support forward motion? And I think this is a fundamental process of any sort of manifestation and working with the tarot and working with spirit, is that we could rename this trust. Fundamentally, we must believe. It doesn't work if we don't. All right, so that's the first card. Building belief, building trust. Second card, how will I recognize the support of the universe? So yeah, so I'm kind of intermingling these. So belief and trust. We can't really separate these two concepts. And how far can I go is the third question. Okay. Believe, trust, and go the distance. All right. So we'll start with the reading for the collective. Saskia, I said hello to you. Okay. Hello, Patrice. Welcome. Only way to break it down is to shuffle the heck out of it. This is the reading for the collective. On the 29th day of November, 2022, the snow is gently falling here on the west coast of British Columbia. It's a beautiful late fall day. And the moon today, while the sun is in Sag, the moon has not yet, I'm on the wrong week. We are on the 29th. Okay, so we're still in Aquarius. The moon will be moving into Pisces later this afternoon. So we're still in Aquarius. All right, so air. This first decan of Sagittarius is associated with the Eight of Wands and also with the planet of Mercury. So there is this mercurial quality to what perhaps is going on today, but also we could look at it more in a simply as being open to the message. Let's be open to the message that we are receiving. It's kind of the energy that we absolutely want. And I have to tell you that I wouldn't do this work if I didn't trust and I didn't believe with my whole heart and my whole being, because it doesn't work if you don't. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful, Mira. And I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you find inspiration in today's reading. Believe in the power of connection. Believe that you are whole. Believe that you are complete. Ooh, we're going to get lots of water here. So lots of water, deeply taking us into our vulnerability, our receptivity, our sensitivity. All right, so King of Cups, trust. Trust that the tumultuous nature, the force of water, whether you are presently navigating a puddle or you are in the depths of what feels like a tsunami, you have the, hey Richie, you have the, and I'm going magician here. Mercury, magician. You have the resources, you have the skills, you have the resourcefulness to respond appropriately. So trust in the connections around you that support and reflect. And know in your heart of hearts that you've got the that you are exactly where you should be, and that you can ride this wave, and that it's in riding the wave that you become more agile, that it's almost as if I see the wave, no matter how big your wave is right now, it's molding you, it's carving you, it's training you for what lies ahead. Wow, okay. This deck was not sorted. We have Queen of Cups next. So how far can you go? Well, you can go as far into, and you take whatever layer you want to go with this, the water. So some of you are working on your own tarot skills, your own tarot business. Some of you are healers working through with others. Some of you are going through really difficult times as caregivers, mothers, partners in difficult emotional experiences. And with these three powerful water cards showing up, I think it respects and honors the volatility of what is happening in the world and in your heart at the same time right now. But also it shows me your strength in navigating it. So much water. Okay. Now let's just remind ourselves where we are and where we have come from, because I just think this will help in understanding so we have come from a lot of water, from recently Scorpio season. Okay, I'm just looking for the Knight of Wands. And in the tarot, there there are court cards that guide us through these seasons. And the court card that guides us from Scorpio season into Sagittarius season is Fire of Fire. And depending on how you interpret the tarot, this could be the King or the Knight of Wands. And so, what is needed? What is needed to move to work with all of this water is your intention, your action. Your action is absolutely required here. This is not about sitting back and waiting and observing. Also, remember the moon is also waxing at this time. And so, this is a really great time for responding actively to your experience. And so, while this may feel overwhelming, you can trust your intuition, but it's important that you do something with it, that you be the fire of fire, the will of will, the drive of drive, the passion of passion. This could speak to your creative energy as well, too. This is a potent time for driving the energy forward. So it's really essential that we work with the season and with what is around us at this time. I hope that makes sense. Dee says, Sag is your rising sign and it's worn me out lately. And it's only just begun, Dee. Only just begun. Okay. That is a lot of water. And Sadhana takes a sip of a large glass of water. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. I learned there's a word for this. It's called booking the deck. I just booked the deck. My partner plays poker. And it's so funny, whether we're playing crib or something. He knows the term for every possible thing you can do with the cards. It's so funny. I'm becoming quite a poker player. It's funny. And crib player. It's funny. Okay, so Mira, Merlin's daughter, is first with a question above. Excellent. Love, light, support. Let's all hold that for Mira. All right. You've been working with Steiner's prayer of surrender this week. I feel quite good and at peace with a difficult situation. Okay, so you relate to all of those cards. There's an owning of a journey through your experience, right? But I would like some advice on how to maintain that focus and energy. Okay. Which is a spot on question. The Eight of Wands, which is our court card for this first decan of Sagittarius, requires focus. And this is part of the experience of all that I'm talking about right now, about going the distance. We can't be distracted and take little detours. So I think in using that as a bit of information, thank you for the super chat, Leah. Like you look at the formation of the Canada geese or whatever the birds are, they don't deviate from the formation. There is focus in the forward movement. Each of the birds are in a draft for another bird, supporting one another on their journey forward. All right. So the message here, Mira, is don't be distracted. Now let's see what the cards have to say about this. it's easy, right? It's easy to drift. It's easy to drift and go back into the Seven of Cups energy from the end of Scorpio season too. I am so looking forward to Tarot Foundations too. I really have more. There we go. There's our Seven of Cups. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, and there's your King of Wands. All right. I really see the significance and the timing of the cards that are on either side of the Four of Pentacles. So let's talk about the Four of Pentacles, okay? So the Four of Pentacles is the Four of Earth, the Four of Foundation. It is solid. It is heavy. It is safe. It is secure. It is the creation of sacred space. It is connection with the earth. It is familiar. It is not deviating from routine. There is, of course, a shadow of excessive control here, but structure is important. So I would say the how for you is in the planning of your day. Even if you were doing something more on a spiritual, like you were, I don't know, wanting to connect more to your daily practice, your at your altar, perhaps you would make a list. You would journal a little bit, and you would try to figure out how you were going to incorporate something about the planning and the organization feels really important here. Four is my name in numerology. Okay, so you know about this number. Feet on the ground, not in the air. And look at the contrast between the card on the left and the card in the center. So what can you do to land? What can you do to feel grounded? And as we move towards the holiday season, and I know for some of you, I know Mira, you're not in the US. So as you move toward the holidays, I think no matter where you are in the world, there is a bit of frenetic energy that comes with it. And so tradition also feels important here. So bringing back tradition, bringing back the foundation, sticking to the old recipes, finding safety, security, and comfort in what is familiar. I would say this is not a time to try something new, to honor your safety, to have practices of protection. Okay. All right. Namaste. All right. So Ruchi is next. Namaste, Ruchi. I've been This is for everybody. I've been thinking year about readings. I did card of the year readings the last couple of years and spent many long hours over a couple of days doing readings for each of the cards, your card for the year. And I don't know if anybody ever goes back and looks at those videos just to see how the message played out. Um, I would appreciate it if anybody goes back to those videos from January, December 31st, January 1st of this year. I'm just wondering if it's worthwhile doing again. It's something that you would like me to do. Moving into 2023, so we're going from a 6 year to a 7 year, a chariot year, and this can be kind of a scary place to be. The chariot is taking us from what is comfortable, I want to say, at home with ourselves out into the world. And it can be also a recommitment to our path. And with what is unfolding in the world, I feel that 2023 could be a year of, we will all need to rise up in some way. And often that means changing location. It means reprioritizing what we do at work and at home, different things like that. So I don't know. I've just been thinking about those readings, and let me know if that was something you would like me to do. Yeah, Leah, I'll get to you after Ruchi, okay? All right, let's hold space for Ruchi on this 29th day of November, 2022. Taking into consideration all that's been shared and reflected upon so far. This is interesting. This is the card for the second decan of Sagittarius. To me, this is the card of the hero. Another queen and another leader. Okay, very powerful cards of guidance and leadership here today. So when we're at the end of a suit, so we have the Queen of Wands inspiring, guiding, overseeing, if you will, the Nine of Wands energy, the drive. So I think isn't that interesting? This is kind of just what I was talking about. As we are coming towards the end of 2022, there's a sense of winding things up. There's a natural need for reflection, completion, and this feels very much, Ruchi, in alignment with this year being one of things taking their natural course, coming to an end in terms of your path, your road. Now we have in this reading fire, fire, and fire, which is very much in contrast to what we had in the opening reading, which was water, water, water. And fire, fire, fire sounds like Sagittarius, 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 right? It's dynamic energy. We have the potential for you to quite literally take that chariot, take the horse by the reins and go as fast as you want forward with what inspires you. Now, as we close up the fire season, the next There's two ways to look at this. One is if we go in the order of the Tetragrammaton, wands, cups, swords, pentacles, we go from wands to cups. We go from fire to water. So we move from quite an active experience, quite an active, uh, from something that has been driving and feels um, very much connected to your dharma, to something that is going to awaken more emotional and more of an emotional response. However, the emperor is overseeing this. Okay, so what's going on here? What is going on here, Ruchi? I'm thinking also about Jupiter and the expansive energy we have in Sagittarius season. And I'm looking at the Emperor. While the Emperor is not connected to Jupiter, I'm thinking of the expansive. What emperors do, they expand and they conquer and they grow their. Just refresh my memory. I think you're a student, you've been studying for exams, and we were talking about whether you were studying the right subject. I seem to remember something like this. And so, with that emperor sitting there, I feel like the whole world is yours. So, you shouldn't, I'm sorry, don't listen to the word shouldn't. Don't, limiting yourself to one field, limiting yourself in one direction may not feel good for you. You want to allow endless possibilities, allow open doors. And so what I was saying in the opening today is that yes, focus is absolutely required. Energy is required as we move forward in this very fiery season. And for you, it feels particularly wide. Like your corner in 2023 could turn to something very different. And I wonder if there is an administrative quality that is possible. Now you're quite a young person, and I wouldn't necessarily associate administration with your age or with your level of experience. But perhaps that is a long term, not as it doesn't have to be that long. There's a lot of young CEOs and things like that. But I feel this just wants to um, remind you not to keep your path too narrow. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is making sense then. And then look at the card in the center. The way that Anatorian has drawn her is very focused and spiritual, but she is the fire. She is very dynamic. And so if we look at these pictorially, there's a sense of burnout, there's a sense of exhaustion. And then there's this regrouping, there's this almost sitting in the fire and allowing the fire to revive you so you can go forward on this new path. And I think you're doing exactly the right thing. So know that and see this reading as confirmation and support of your choices and your awareness that limiting yourself has been not in your highest. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ruchi. All right. This reading is for Leah. And thanks for the super chat, Leah. Appreciate it. And welcome to Susie. Welcome to Susie. Sonique Tarot. And if for some reason I don't get people's names right, please please correct me. Or the pronunciation. I have no problem with that. Okay. All right, so this is for Lee. Anna, Charlene, namaste, welcome to you. And Joseph, hi Joseph. Let's hold space for Leah as we reflect upon her unique perspective in the beginning of Sagittarius season and all that has been offered here this afternoon. As always, we ask these readings be in the highest for the greatest good and that no harm be done. So, more fire. Um, okay. Interesting. I was talking about why we may have to, good night, Saskia, have a good sleep. Why we may need to step it up in 2023. And I feel as if this is a card of stepping up for you. It's a card of there's been a lot of queens, kings, emperors in the few readings that we've done so far. And I'm seeing this as you standing up, supporting, protecting even principles, rights, honoring of other souls. Something that you feel very passionate about, something that drives you. Drives you deeply connected to your soul purpose. How we respond to fire is critical. I'm shuffling an oracle deck. I want to offer this reading and the ones going forward an oracle to tap into. Okay. It is highly significant when we have repeating cards show up, repeating energies. And so lean into your fire of water, your water of fire, Queen of Cups, water of fire. The aspect of yourself, of your soul. This is such a beautiful, inspiring energy. And she will help to inform what is going on in the card on the left. Okay. Oh my goodness. I hope, I hope that people are here for the whole chat, and I know that people don't hear all the messages that come through. And so sometimes I feel like I need to repeat myself, but 7-7. 7, 7. 7 of fire, 7 of water. They are in conflict with each other. One is wanting to check out, and the other is wanting to show up. Part of you, it's like the two little birds on the shoulder. One wants to check out and one wants to show up. And can they coexist? Can you be in the place of imagination and dreams and meditation and ayahuasca while simultaneously and actively and energetically responding to what needs to be dealt with? And if you allow one to inform the other, it is possible. And so I want to say that maybe there is a level of ritual, a discipline that is required here for you. Getting back to the, can I say, the seriousness of your spiritual practice. The Portals of Presence is a deck by Deborah Koff Chapin, and I was just really moved by the faces in this deck. And what I would like to do, Leah, is to offer you a face, to think about this face, to look deeply into this face as a portal, as a way of moving through, perhaps finding the confidence to deal with this situation. Not so much as a guide, but as a way to, because we've been talking about vehicles and journeys and paths and focus. And so there may be some inspiration in this space. And so this is for you, and you can see how this inspires. And I don't really want to interpret this for you, but I am drawn to this portal in the throat chakra. And so I can see that this inspiration will be energized if you're able to speak about it. If the truth is revealed, if you find peace and comfort in awakening your voice here. And that gorgeous face, I'm sure, if you look into her eyes, if you look into their face, you will find exactly what you are looking for. And I see the moon shining bright beyond and within her. And she is also you. And she's a beautiful contrast to what we're seeing here in the Queen of Fire, who is water of fire. All right, so take that and ride its wave. Okay. All right, so the next reading is for Susie Collins, Sunny Tarot, and your birthday is on Monday. Okay, so let's get some. I need to open my calendar. So your birthday is on the 5th. Just helps me if I get oriented here. All right, so December 5th. December 5th, we are in second decan, Sagittarius 2, 9 of Wands, ruled by Moon, Temperance. Okay. Got it. Got it. Um, can we, let's look at 12 plus 5, 12 plus 5 plus 20, 23 equals 6. Okay, and if we do it the other way, then we get 3 plus 5 is 8, and 8 plus 7 is 15. Okay, so you're working with the 6 and the 15 energy next year, which is it's it's a great pairing of energy to work with. So I want to say in a nutshell, if I were doing a bigger spread for you, I would have the Lovers and the Devil in the center of the reading. I would have the Chariot card out, and I would be asking myself, how can I move forward? How can I more fully emotionally invest and participate in the relationships in my life so that I can um, so that I can know the depths of my soul? That's the kind of question I would ask. Okay, and the 1958 calculation is a master number. Wow. Okay. There's always a song, Dee. There is always a song. Okay. Let's scroll on down and highlight. Okay. All right, so these are shuffled. So lots of juiciness there. Let's all hold love and light around Susie as we support her journey ahead and this next solar return. Starting with the 3 of truth. Starting with the 3 of truth. Okay. You know, I love this card. I love how the letters, the words are flying off the page. The focus. And this has been an important theme today, the focus. The focus on what can be created if we pay attention to language, if we pay attention to the poetry. And I'm thinking of earworms here. Susie, this sounds crazy, but maybe there are messages in the earworm. There always are. We often dismiss it. We think it's some silly song that, we've just heard on the Spotify or something randomly. There is also a sense of humbleness in the way that this figure is focusing on also the spine. Susie, I don't know what this is, but if the 10 of swords is the acupuncture card, what is the 3 of swords? There's a connection with the 3 of swords and 10 of swords we don't talk about very often. And these 3 swords are focusing on one point in the spine of the book. I'm feeling them here. I'm feeling them here very much. In the throat. Yes. Okay. So there is, all right. That camera, oh, There we go. The camera is frozen. It is snowing here, so if I do freeze or we lose power, it's beyond my control. All of the power lines are above ground where I live. Okay. There is a quality of confrontation. You know what I'm seeing a dynamic energy here of attention and focus on words and language. Sometimes, we choose not to engage. And Dee said something beautiful last week, that the power of inaction is as powerful as, sometimes if we just withdraw, that can have as much power as engaging. And I think there's something here with that. And the thoughtfulness and the carefulness of language and words as you move forward in this year. There may be something about writing as well too that feels important. Your vocalization of something. Go back to the cards that I was talking about for 2023. So we're in this place of the lovers and the devil, and understanding the deep emotional response to fully feeling relationship. And how can one be in relationship in a way? Okay, so let's bring in the words to that. Okay, let's pull another card. Oh, okay. There you go. Where have the challenges been? Have they been with your partner? Have they been with people you are creatively, like you are co-creating projects with? Your path forward involves emotionally awakening, helping others to emotionally awaken and articulate or not what they need to grow. So connecting with others is really important here. And I don't know what you do for an occupation, but this sounds like some sort of life coach work. If you are working with doing tarot readings, or if you are a counselor, or maybe you don't do this at all and it's something that you've always wanted to do, reach out and touch somebody. Sounds like a telephone advertisement, but that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's time for you to be in this place of helping others to connect and be more emotionally responsive in the world. Good evening from Denmark. Welcome to Camilla. Okay, let's pull a portal of presents for you, birthday girl. I'm going to do something special with this deck on a Wednesday or a Friday chat. I just haven't decided what yet. Whoa. When I look at this portal, I see the brain. I see the focus on the third eye. I see the focus on the mind. The eyes are closed. The head is lit. Lit, lit, lit. So there's this Thank you for that, Donna. So there's this path for you between words and the power of words and the confrontation of words to hmm, 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 hmm. I'm really compelled to take all of these thoughts and messages into this whole idea of you having this dichotomy between lovers and devil, joy and feeling and relationship, and the whole idea that the chariot is moving through that. So this is of course this is about your own relationships as well too, getting out of your head and into your heart, and perhaps finding words of healing and words of love. And maybe this is about a relationship with mother, a relationship with difficult relationships that haven't been healed, and finding the courage in 2023 to allow yourself to go there emotionally. It's big work. All right. Thank you. And happy birthday on Monday. Sandra Davis is next, but so far she has not posted a question. Okay, so first of all, Sandra Davis, are you here? Sandra Davis, are you here? So let's just give Sandra a moment. And if Sandra doesn't respond, then we'll go to Camilla, and Camilla will be the final reading for today. So, you know what I'll do? I'll do Camilla, and if Sandra does respond during Camilla's reading, then I will. Okay, let's just do it. Just do it that way. So Camilla is next, and if Sandra comes back, I will do her. Okay. So unfortunately, Camilla, you missed the beginning of our chat today. And I think there's some important content there. So it would definitely be worthwhile to go back and re-watch the beginning of today's chat, just about working with the energy of the present in building your business. So this is all very, very potent. The focus, the details of the building process are more important than knowing what the business becomes 5 years down the road. And that'll make more sense when you watch the beginning of the video. So let's hold love and light and support for Camilla as we draw cards for her journey, the growth, the expansion of her yoga business. Okay. Those cards just slid off the bottom. I'm going to just shuffle one more time. Okay. Six of Wands. It's kind of a nice card to have there. How? You asked how. This feels like a lot of gratitude. 6, 9. 6, 9, 12. Okay, so we're full of threes here. We're full of threes. Okay. The first thing that was going through my mind as I drew that card was to honor um, your mentors, to honor all of those who have um, to honor those who have made you what you are, who have walked hand in hand with you on your journey so far. And I'm wondering, as I was thinking this, if having guest teachers, having guest mentors um, to co create workshops and things might be what I'm feeling here. Nine of Pentacles is it's a wonderful place to be. And as these two cards showed up, I'm thinking gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. What is gratitude? Gratitude is the medicine of the heart. This is a heart-centered practice. This business is about the heart. It's about the healing of the heart. And so the heart of the yoga practice, the Anahat yoga, the bhakti yoga, is a component that will bless. It's a component that will grow and inspire the business. Now, with the Hanged Man card there, if we're looking at a yoga business as far as a popularity contest, the mass culture wants hot yoga, they want flow yoga, they want exercise. But what I'm seeing here is a person who rises above and allows the practice to evolve through inversions, bhakti, the heart of yoga. I believe it was Sri Desikachar. His book is called The Heart of Yoga. The heart of yoga lies in its origin, in traditional practices, into evolving a class around a short satsang. So every yoga class has a component of satsang, or it has a word of inspiration to grow. I love that the Hanged One is here. The Hanged One is the handstand. It is the headstand. It is the acknowledgement of quite literally turning things upside down. So the vision, I teach restorative yoga right now. It makes sense. I am drawn here to this. Part of this, I feel, is in the courage. So when I think heart, I think courage as well too. The courage of the yoga teacher to bring in the authenticity of yoga, the courage to introduce mantra, the courage to introduce a yoga sutra, the courage to use the Sanskrit terms and to find the heart of yoga. Now, in restorative yoga, a lot of the postures have funny little names like banana asana and things like that. But there are components of the heart of yoga that we can build into that as well too. When I teach restorative yoga, I chant. I usually start with chant because I'm in, or if everybody, depending if I'm teaching on Zoom, because some of my Zoom restorative classes, it's at night, so it ends at 9:30 p.m. So I don't chant at the end because I allow the Zoom people to fall asleep. But if I were closing a class, I would chant at the end. And sometimes I will introduce the chant at the beginning of the class, and then they can join in at the end. So there's different ways to bring in the heart of yoga, and I feel like this is a and where that is coming through is the whole idea of the gratitude and seeing the classes through a different lens. So I offer that up to you with love and light, and food for thought as you go forth on your journey. So thank you for that. It does, doesn't it? It does. And I think there's really something to the joy of the journey, the joy of the journey, and um, the letting go of the destination. And I think about my life, and I think about the times where I've had to release the destination so that I could be on the journey. Because if I worried about the destination, I wasn't present at the journey. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you all for being here today, and look forward. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'll be here on. I'll be back tomorrow. I've got a couple of lives tomorrow, so I will see you then. Thank you so much. Namaste. Bright blessings.